I thought she was brave beyond belief today.
Well, Mark, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Overall, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thought it was a very good performance. First few games, I think you saw the game last night. There's a little bit of things teams are going to work out, and it takes probably 4 or 5 games to do that. So to come here and be as dominant as we were, we conceded some chances, which of course you go into in this league. But I felt that we were pretty dominant and probably could have had a couple more. So overall, I'm really happy. We've had a few debuts. Obviously we've got players returning. That Grace, for example, was a fantastic goal. So lots of really good bits, but also things that we'll work on going into Everton next week.
And you mentioned Grace's goal. What about her kind of all-round performance? She looked right at home in that midfield.
She looked excellent. I was really pleased. With Grace coming home, it gives us ability to unlock pockets with Toone, obviously with Hinnie as well, with those qualities she has. And I think what it does is it opens up the way we can play, Tom. It gives us ability to adapt shape, adapt system within game. And that's really hugely important. If you know anything of me as a coach, it's all about adapting to what the opponent give you so that you can exploit it. And I felt Grace's skill today. She played like a senior pro today, and I felt that she wasn't in awe of the situation. She wasn't in awe of the stadium. She was right ready, and I thought she was excellent.
And can you maybe talk to us about the shape, not just with Dominique playing in that deep role, but also choosing to put Toone out wide? How did that work for you?
Yeah, so we knew that West Ham would play a 5, so we needed to unlock their pockets so we had enough players to invade when it gets into that back zone. So in the build, you don't need 4 players in the build, so you can adapt and adjust. The way you create that can be from midfield, it can be from fullback going higher, it can come from your centre-half swinging round. So for us, it was about what spaces will West Ham give us, or they're narrow in their 2-3, in their box structure. And so it's about exploiting that, pulling them out, and then invading behind. I felt, especially like you look at JC's goal, the ability to go over the line. So we knew that we were going to get that. We knew they'd be front-footed, so we had to mix our style, and that's what I appreciate about our team.
Is it a slight shame there weren't more people here to witness it?
The reality is, Tom, we play in front of any Manchester United fan that is here, and for us, we're a young club that's growing. We want to grow to eventually being able to sell this stadium out. But I hope that everybody that come and enjoyed it today will come back, because they've seen a dominant performance, a dominant win, 3 points, clean sheet. It's a perfect start.
Just one last question.
Yeah, she had a niggle in training, so I just didn't. We're at the start of the season. She had a niggle midweek, and again, nothing muscular, just a little bit of an infusion that we managed, and she should be okay, ready to go this week to train for Everton and beyond. Thanks for asking that, mate.
Sandra, did you?
Hello, mate.
Congrats on the win. I was just going to ask, obviously, with the very touching tribute the team played and also paid, shall I say, and also the crowd paid to Ella Toone's father. How important was it to have that solidarity shown ahead of this game?
There was just no question of it. Anything else. Not only was he a huge Man United fan, but he's been a huge part of a player that is an exemplary character for this club, somebody that will go down in history for this club, and someone that I obviously clearly very fond of. So from my perspective, it was the least we could do for someone. I thought she was brave beyond belief today, and I think for her, she needed to play, and she needed to just show, and we had a little moment at the end, and all the players feeling with her, and everyone's here to support her. But it's a horrible thing that's happened, but we're here to show love, care and support for an iconic player for Manchester United.
Obviously, it's nice that you've got your season opener here at Old Trafford.
Yep.
And with new captain, new vice captain, new look Man United.
Yeah.
Whilst people who are familiar with the WSL, with the women's game here, will know where to go, I guess.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice to have had this on mainstream TV, for example, given first opening, weekend of the new season?
It'd be nice to get as many as as possible on TV, right? And I think we'll get to that point. The reality was the game was selected yesterday, and there's one tomorrow, I think. So, and it might be 2 tomorrow, but they're selected for a reason. So we know in advance. Ideally, our work together pushes that, so we can have more visibility, more games, more visibility. The reality is, Sandra, right now we just have to keep putting performances on. Even if people watch the highlights of that, they'll be happy to watch. So we have to push towards more visibility. I'm not in charge of that part.
We'll talk about a bit more fine-tuning you like to do ahead of Everton. What would some of that look like?
Yeah, I think the depth of our line was a little bit too deep at times in terms of there was a bit of a stretch between units. But only that I'd expect, by the way. Nothing that is too major. But I'd also think that the games, I've not seen the Everton game. I know the result. But I would imagine that Everton are a totally different style of team to West Ham. So it's just about unlocking what they give us with the fantastic tools and skill sets of the players that we have. Okay, mate.
Adam, go.
Elizabeth came close a couple of times in the first half.
Yeah.
It's just how impressed you with the first performance. Still quite growing, getting used to seeing and settling, but it's a good display.
Yeah, I think she's excellent. I think I'm really pleased with her attitude. She's going to be an incredible footballer for our club. I have no doubt about that. I think goals will absolutely come for her. She's one of these ones that will try extremely hard in every aspect of the game. I felt her pressing was excellent today. She really led the line, and she had a couple of chances where I'm sure we'll assess in the week and she'll want to have done better on. But I asked her just to enjoy herself today. Before the game, we had in the team talk. We do a team talk at Carrington this morning, and Rach Williams come into the breakfast hall, and she said to me, in her the way she was, Gaffer, I was with an old school friend this morning, and she stayed over. She come in the game, and I said, I'm playing at Old Trafford later. I used to watch it on Match of the Day, and now I'm playing at Old Trafford. And her energy and the way she told me was like my daughter who's 6 telling me, just the fantastic, like real energy, she said. And I told her to tell it to the group. Because I think we're still experiencing this as players within the game, and I think to share that with the group was powerful, and everybody understood it. Terry, Man United fan, so it's really important that she gets to experience that. And for us as a club, it's a huge growth moment, and we want to sell this place out in the future. That's our aim, but we want to be good enough to do that. Thank you.
Where do you just told that lovely story, but where do you see home? Old Trafford or?
You want my address?
No.
Oh, okay, mate. Okay, that's a way of saying it. Okay. I see wherever we play, and I can kind of refer to both. Right now, Leeds are absolutely our home. It is where we play our kind of weekly football. And we've built a real fantastic fan base and a real like cauldron of kind of energy there. Longevity, I want us to grow our fan base that huge that not only support clearly the men's team and clearly the women's team, but there's no deviation from that. And that's a longer term project. We've all got to work to that as clubs. And so for us, in the future, we hope to have that many fan base that we're that exciting to come and watch that we could sell out an Old Trafford, wherever that looks like in the future. But for us, right now, our week to week is League, but to play here is still a dream for all of us, and it's something that you should never underestimate as a coach, as a player. That to the history in these walls is it's a pleasure to play here.
So would you prefer to play this at Leeds with
honestly?
That atmosphere?
I think there are certain games that you could potentially do that, but I think today I felt the fans that turned up were more than enough energy for us. It was fantastic. They were with us in every kick, and so the reality was today I didn't think it made a difference.
And lastly, can I talk about left back? Leah had a brilliant game as well.
Yeah.
Do you see her more as a winger this season or a fullback with competing with Gabby and Anna? How's that going to work?
I'm going to challenge you here because I think there's if you took the label off the position for a second, you'd see that she just works the left side. And I think it's really important that if you have more of an attacking player, that we don't just say you're a left back or you're a left winger. I think she has the scale to go up and down. And I think it's the same with Gabby, slightly different, really good robustness at the back zone when we're defending. And Anna is, you're going to enjoy watching Anna. She's like a live wire up and down. So to unravel that, I would say that Leah, if we're going to build down that side, has a great capacity for us to attack and defend. I think, I've always said this to Leah, I think she defends like one of the best left backs in the world, if we're labelling it. But actually she attacks like one of the best left wingers in the world. So I want the in-between. I want all of that. I want the scale all the way throughout, because I think the players we have the talent to deliver on all of those fronts.
Lots of running.
Lots of running. They shouldn't be scared of that. They're not. To be fair to Leah, she obviously took an injury in the first few minutes of the FA Cup final and played until half time. And that just shows the character of the girl. She just needs to see it. But her goal today was brilliant, right? She cuts inside from that side and then has her right foot can be as good as her left foot at times. And yeah, she's a real talented player. And you know, as much as I can get her on the field, I will. Thank you, mate.
Right, congratulations on the
Thank
win.
you.
I just wanted to ask, you said earlier in the week when I think Charlotte asked about how we should judge the changes this season, you said judge on how you play in transitions. How did you feel that aspect of the game went today?
Thank you for going back to football and doing your research and bringing it, because I think it's important that we discuss that. So I felt at times we were open. I felt we got our pressing angles wrong at times, and it allowed the team to switch play on us. But I also felt that at times we got that really right, because what I liked in the transition moments, especially like when Simi came in after Dom had done a fantastic job, even if you're wrong in the moment of your decision, like you're too far off the press, you can recover quickly enough into that space. We didn't have that last year. We didn't have it enough. So I felt that today we had a nice balance of, even if we make a positional error, we can recover. And that is the game, because transition is the most uncontrollable part of the game. And with the players we have now, I feel that we can control that a lot better. And we'll only get better at that.
And I just wanted to touch on Jason's performance as well. I saw at half-time Rachel Williams run onto the pitch and give her What did you make of her performance today? Obviously a great goal to open the scoring.
Yeah, I thought she was excellent. Like I think I was asked earlier today, is JC one of has she got to prove herself this year? JC hasn't got to prove anyone anything. We've got to be here to support JC and support her. She came in with like 4 or 5 days left of our pre-season last year. Didn't speak English. This year she's learnt about the people, she's learnt about the language. She's now in a space where I see her smiling. And if we have a JC that is smiling, we're going to have a JC that is deadly. And that is my job. It's to keep her in a position where she enjoys the game. We've put too much pressure on us. I put pressure on myself to win the games. We've got to win the games, no problem. But actually, my players have to play and they have to enjoy it. And if we can get that fine balance of hard work and enjoyment, you will see a superstar. I have no doubt about that.